Hello everyone, good evening. Today we are going to see about the HTML elements and forms. So what are the HTML elements and forms? Building the structure and interactive of the web pages. HTML elements define the structure of the web page and the HTML forms that the user allows to interact by entering the data, submitting the feedback or logging in. So using these HTML elements only, we are going to define the structure of the web page. The structure of the web page will be like how the UI will be, how the UI layout I'm going to create, how the HTML forms I'm going to create so that user can interact with that. For that, I have to enter the data. I have to submit the form and I have to log in, provide the login details. These are the things will be covered in the UI part for the forms. For that, what are the HTML elements required? How we are going to use this HTML elements to build this user interaction form. In the course, you will be taking that one in detail. What are HTML elements? HTML elements are building blocks of the web page. They are represented by start and end tags. HTML elements are the building blocks of the web page. They are represented by the starting and the ending tags. Tag name, that whatever the content you want to mention, and you have to close the tag. H1 is the header one, which is going to have some content, and you are going to close the header one. In this paragraph P, you are going to mention the paragraph. In the Ahref, if you want to open another URL or the website, that one will be mentioned in the Ahref. In the image source, whatever the image you want to open, for that alternative name, logo, what you are going to mention, all these HTML elements are getting used in building this HTML forms, which is the main part of the UI, user interaction form. The main things are the tags, header, paragraph, href, and image. This is for highlighting the heading, title, whatever the paragraph content you are going to provide. If you are going to link to the another URL or the another web page, and whatever the image you are going to provide in that UI. HTML elements. The element types are structural, that is header, footer, and the section. In the inline, you will be having bold, italics, and span. In the block level, you will be having division, paragraph, and the UL. So these are the element types mainly we will be using for the HTML elements. Structural part are the header and the footer of the element HTML page, and what is the section we are going to provide. In the inline, B means bold, I means italics, and span. What is the span of this particular session? What is the span I have to give for that particular HTML page? So inline talks about the fonts, and the block level is going to say, in this division, what is the part of the code I'm going to embed? In the paragraph, what is the paragraph I'm going to embed? In the UL, underline list, unordered list, whatever the list I'm going to mention. What are the list of items I'm going to include in this HTML form that comes under the unordered list? These are the element types we are going to include in this HTML elements. Introduction to forms. HTML forms collect the user input such as text, passwords, selections, and the files. It is going to take you the text from you. It is going to take the password from you. It is going to give the combo selection or the radio box selection from you. And it is going to ask you to pick the files from the local system. These are the things you are going to do with the HTML forms. Form action, that are the syntax for this. Open tag form action is equal to submit.html. So which is the HTML file you have to submit when you are going to post your request. In that, you have to provide the label and you have to give the input type username and you have to give the input type submit button to close this form. So to form creation, first, whatever the request you are going to give, you should go to the HTML form. Next, you have to provide the label. Then you have to provide the username. Then provide the submit button. All these elements should be included in this form. Action is where data is sent. What is the method you are going to use? Get or post. You are going to get the request or you are going to post the request. And name identifies the input data. What are the common form elements? Input. This is to take the text, number, email ID from the user. The example is input type is equal to email. This is the tag to be followed. Next element tag is text area. In this, you can give the multi-line inputs, more than one line of the input. In this text area, it is going to start with the tag will be start with the text area. In between, give some text area and close with the tag's text area. Select, this is drop down. You are going to give the select option yes, close the option select. So you have to select some option from the drop down. So here I have given only one option yes, but you can have multiple options to select. That will come under the select tag under the sub optional tag button, that is submit or reset. For this, by pressing this button only, your request will be posted to the HTML page. Then only it will be saved in the database. The label, input description, label for ID, that is name. So for name, you are going to give the label as a ID. So these are the tags and the elements you have to maintain while developing the HTML forms. So example of the HTML form is first form tag, then label tag. In that you are going to give the label as an email, then input type. You are going to provide the email required. Then label is gender. In that you are going to give the radio box option. One is male and female. You have to select either male or female. And finally you have to give the submit. So these are the HTML form elements. First one is form tag. Then the label tag. Under this email label, you are going to take the email required. And under that gender label, you are going to give two radio button options for selecting the male or female. And finally, after giving all these requirements, you are going to submit the button. So these are the elements of the form. So HTML forms build the structure. Forms collect the user input. HTML elements build the basic structure of the UI. The form collects the user input from the user. Use different input types for better usability. So forms are going to take the input from the user. You use different input types for the better usability. Forms is equal to bridge between the user and the server. I hope this session was interesting. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to stay tuned to the Provoke Trainings for more exciting content like this. Post your queries in this link below. If you have any queries regarding this content, if you need more content for this today's session, or if you want to register in this course, please provide your full name, mobile number, email ID, last name, and the course you are opting for, and give the submit button. Our team will reach out to you for further queries. Thank you all.